What's good, Eagles fans? This is your guy, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports Philly, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming matchup with the New Orleans Saints. We have them at home this week, and we are seeking our first victory in Lincoln Financial Field. I know it's actually pretty sad that we haven't won at home yet, but nonetheless, we have a chance to do it this week against the Saints, and that team is injury riddled, they're hobbled, and their record isn't as voluptuous as they would like it to be. The New Orleans Saints are currently a 5-4 football team, ranked second in the NFC South, and we have to take advantage of their deficiencies right now. They're missing Jameis Winston, and they could potentially be missing Alvin Kamara because he suffered a knee injury, and apparently he was limited in practice this week. So we'll see what happens when it comes to the health of Alvin Kamara because he is basically their entire offense. He accounts for so much of their offense. He leads their team in receptions. He leads their team in rushing yards. I think he also leads them in receiving yards as well. So he literally is their offense, especially since Jameis Winston got hurt. So they're going to be relying heavily on Trevor Siemian to win this game with his arm. They did bring back Melvin Ingram, their former running back, but nonetheless, I still feel as though that we can take advantage of this team. Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram the second. My bad. Melvin Ingram is the defensive end, but Mark Ingram the second. They did bring him back, and I still feel that we can take advantage of their deficiencies. And I was actually mistaken. The person, or the player rather, who leads their team in receiving yards is Deontay Harris. He leads their team in receiving yards with 407. Alvin Kamara is ranked third in receiving yards with 310 yards. But still, when you combine his receiving yards with his rushing yards, he's already accounting for over 800 yards, nearly 900 yards of total offense for them for the season thus far. He also has accumulated 7 touchdowns on the season as well, leading their team in touchdowns. So once again, like I said, Alvin Kamara is their offense, and Trevor Siemian may be without that guy. So we're going to see if Trevor Siemian is going to be able to actually win this game with his arm, but we need to take advantage of their weaknesses right now. When you think about the New Orleans Saints' weaknesses, particularly on offense, they're really not that efficient on third down right now. They have a 37% conversion rate on third down. So we can force them, just like the Denver Broncos, if we can force them into plenty of third and long situations, then it'll force Trevor Siemian to make a decision with his arm. And at that point, we have a better chance of winning this game. But at the same time, their defense has been playing very well this year. They're only allowing opponents to convert their third downs on a 36% conversion rate. So it's really hard to sustain drives against this team. And on top of that, when it comes to rushing, which is something that we've been great at these past few weeks, they are only allowing rushers to average only 3 yards per rush attempt, and that's amazing. Honestly, that means running backs have not been able to get anything going against these guys. They're only giving up on average 72 rushing yards per game. And they've only given up 6 rushing touchdowns on the season. So teams are not running the ball against them, and if they've tried, they're not succeeding. But this Philadelphia Eagles team is different. This rushing attack is different, and we lead the league in rushing the past few weeks. I want to say beginning in week 8 up until week 10, week 8, week 9, week 10, we lead the league in rushing. So we're going to see if we can sustain that against them. The Denver Broncos were one of the top teams against stopping the run, and we did what we did against them. So I don't see why we can't do the same thing. On top of that, Jalen Hurts, his first victory in the NFL came against the New Orleans Saints. So right now he has to be living rent free in their head, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be trying to game plan. They're going to be trying to game plan for all this guy's weaknesses, everything he brings to the table. They're going to try to take advantage of this guy. They're going to try to force him to go left. They're going to try to turn this guy into a thrower of the football. And at the end of the day, if we can get the running game going, we have them in the palm of our hands. We need Devontae Smith to have a great day. We need Jordan Howard and Boston Scott to have a great day. Chances are Miles Sanders may play. I'm not exactly sure if he will, but he is supposed to be coming off of IR this week, and he's eligible. So we'll see if they put him in. I doubt they will, maybe to give him that extra week to get healthy. But We have a strong chance to beat this team. And if we beat the New Orleans Saints at home, this will be the perfect springboard for us to go on a run. After this week, every game is winnable. That's the thing we need to understand. Every game is winnable from this point forward. No team is unbeatable. Every team is human, and every team can be food. It's just that simple. I'm really, really looking for Nick Sirianni to coach one hell of a game. He needs to coach a hell of a game. He's going to be challenged through and through by the likes of Sean Payton, who is one of the best play callers, one of the best football minds in this NFL, and Jonathan Gannon is going to have a tough task ahead of him. Also, Jonathan Gannon is going to have to make the point to play up on these wide receivers. I don't care if they aren't the most highly touted names. I don't care if their name is not Michael Thomas. I don't care if they're not Alvin Kamara. You have to press up on these guys. You have to force these wide receivers to beat your guys straight like that. We can't allow these wide receivers to get off the line of scrimmage with a cushion and then allow them to make plays underneath, and then it leaves too much room. If he continues to do that, the defensive players are going to have to be super disciplined, and they're going to have to fly to the ball like no other, like they did against Denver. But Jonathan Gannon has to make it a point to mix things up. He has to blitz Trevor Siemian early and fast. I'm telling you, if Trevor Siemian is given time, he can make the throw. He's not the worst quarterback, but he's damn sure not the best. But Trevor Siemian is somebody that can get rattled. We saw him in Denver. He's not really the best quarterback under pressure. He's really not the most talented quarterback either. But he hasn't turned the ball over since taking over for Jameis Winston. That's a fact. He has accumulated touchdowns. But they have lost their past two games. Let's really make that clear. The New Orleans Saints have lost their past two games by 2 points each in both of those games. They lost to the Falcons and they lost to the Titans on the road, and they're also going to be on the road against us. So we have to catch this team slipping. We have to force them to go on a 3-game winning streak, a 3-game losing streak, and also Malcolm Jenkins will be making his return to Philadelphia. And I know he's thinking about his legacy. I know he's thinking about the way he left the city, and I know he's going to be looking to make a point, especially losing that game last year. So let's soil Malcolm Jenkins' homecoming. Let's soil Sean Payton trying to help his team bounce back. Let's just run the table. We have a legit shot to run the table on all the teams we play. Let's really think about the schedule we got coming up. Other than the New Orleans Saints in Week 11, we got the New York Giants in Week 12. Then we got the New York Jets in Week 13. Then we got the bye week in Week 14. Then we got the Washington Football Team Week 15. Week 16, we got the New York Giants again. Then Week 17, we got the Washington Football Team. Then Week 18, we got the Dallas Cowboys. And 9 times out of 10, they may be sitting their starters. But it all depends if they're trying to get that number 1 seed. So they may end up playing their starters. It all depends on the way things fall with the seeding. But outside of Week 11, this Eagles team does not have to get on another plane for the rest of the season. Let's really take that into consideration. That means guys don't have to worry about getting on flights. They don't have to worry about being jet lagged. They don't have to worry about being fatigued from traveling. These guys only have to get on I-76 or they probably got to get on I-95 just to get where they got to go. So the bottom line is this Eagles team can potentially go on a run, and they are currently in the hunt for a playoff spot, for a wild card spot, to be specific. This team can do it. Jalen Hurts has to remain poised. They are going to send the house at him. We have to be mindful that the Saints have a very, very, very dominant defensive line, and on top of that, they have a pretty good secondary as well. They're one of the best teams at stopping the run. That's something we've been doing very well. Can the Eagles find a way to dictate the pace? Can we find a way to dominate time of possession? Can we keep this game within arm's length? The important thing is to play our game and force the New Orleans Saints to play to our pace of football. Nick Sirianni has to continue to, build on what he's been doing these past few weeks. I feel like he's been calling his best football these past few weeks, despite the loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. But I feel like he's been calling his best football. Jonathan Gannon, he has to. The jury's still out on him. Let's just be honest. Jonathan Gannon, he's been inconsistent up and down. He didn't call a good game against the Los Angeles Chargers. That's why we won. We only had one possession in that fourth quarter. We have to put the pressure on the New Orleans Saints and force them to come back from behind. That's the thing. We have to dictate pace, and we have to dominate time of possession. And we have to continue to allow Jalen Hurts to make plays and play action. And I'm expecting Devontae Smith to have an even bigger game. I'm expecting Quez Watkins to bounce back as well. And hopefully Dallas Goedert clears concussion protocol and he can play in this game as well. But we'll see what happens. This is a really big game, and this may arguably be the biggest game of the season for the Philadelphia Eagles, especially if they plan on making a run for a playoff spot. And it's straight like that. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports Philly, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. One love, stay humble, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay hungry. And fly Eagles fly.